Alright guys, it's your boy Slinky and I'm bringing you a video today to talk about where I'd like to see the next Assassin's Creed be set in and where I think it should be. The reason why you're looking at Assassin's Creed 3 gameplay is because I finished AC4 for the second time today, and I remembered that I started AC3 again just to get a feel for the game a couple of days before AC4 came out. I want to start off by saying that Assassin's Creed 4 was currently my favourite Assassin's Creed game in the series, but it just about beats AC2. But I kind of want to explain why I think the reasons why it's actually my favourite game in the series. Why it's my favourite game in the series is because of the stealth aspect is really fun. The gameplay is probably the best in the whole game. It's probably the smoothest out of the one because the cover system, the stealth actually makes a bit more sense now because you know, if you look at the guards, they don't go absolutely fucking mental, and you can go back into cover and they'll kind of go over to you and look, which makes more sense instead of in Assassin's Creed 3 you'll actually see later on in the gameplay that I literally ran past two guards, I wanted to look my way and they're all just alert and they all got absolutely mad. And then the combat was improved quite a bit over AC3. It made a bit more sense. It was a lot more responsive, which I really liked. And see, these things that I'm worried that I'm going to carry over into the next Assassin's Creed, because, you know, I'm actually really scared now because the person that's rumoured to be making the AC5, the creative director on it, just like Ashraf Ismail in AC4 and Alex Hutchins on Assassin's Creed 3, is Jade Raymond, the infamous Jade Raymond that brought us the absolutely disappointment that was Assassin's Creed 1. Even though I liked it, a lot of people didn't. It's considered more respected in the Assassin's Creed community because it was the first one, but she made an absolute, I don't know what she did to it. Like, it was just really not what we expected. A really messed up story, but you know, it was very advertised very badly, I think, because it was supposed to take place in history. You'd be put in the game, next thing you know, you're popping out a machine. It's like, what's going on here? So I believe she's working, well, the rumour is that she's working with Ubisoft Toronto, and it's not Montreal that's designing the game, but apparently it's supposed to be a lot of the AC1, AC2 devs that are going to be on AC5, which is either promising or bad. I'd say promising, but that Jade Raymond, my god, I absolutely hate the face of her. What Assassin's Creed 5, or excuse me, 4 got right was the character was really interesting and the supporting cast were all so brilliant, really funny. The game didn't take itself too seriously, and I enjoyed the story, that the fact it didn't kind of circle around the assassins, but more about Edward wanting to, you know, find his way in life, and how doing assassins contracts and working with the assassins got him his money, his fame, and what he wanted. The naval combat, I really don't want that in Assassin's Creed 5 because it's been done with AC3 and then it was drastically improved because it wasn't, you know, a side part of the game. It was actually a main focus on the game. As Ashraf Ismail said in one of the videos, that it was like the second main character of the game that you played as, and I thought that was so true. But I wouldn't want to see that in the next game because it'd just be too much. I don't think I could do another one, that naval combat, because it was so good, and I don't see it being able to be topped without just being the same thing. And you know, I spent hours trying to get upgrades for the jackdaw, and I don't want to do that all over again. I think my head would absolutely explode. The settings I'd like to see in Assassin's Creed 5 would be along the lines of Japan, Egypt, or maybe even Victorian London. Or I think Japan is the most likely one. It's either China or Japan, because if you looked at the Freedom Cry DLC, Adewale hands, actually I haven't played it, this other woman in the game, he hands this box and it's identical to the one that's in Assassin's Creed Embers, the one that the Shy Yon, I think her name is, the one that she has, or is that could be just like, I don't know, really strange name that I can't really remember. But anyways, he hands her a box, and it seems to have gotten to Adewale's hands, and I actually haven't played the DLC, like I said, but it ends up in this woman's hands, and I think she has to give it to someone to put it somewhere. And I think that's the main reason it's going to end up in Japan or China, which I think would be interesting. Maybe the tall, you know, kind of Chinese architecture or Japanese architecture. What I don't want to see is another kind of like jungle frontier thing, or like the mountains. The mountains be a bit much, and if it was to be in ancient Egypt, I think one of the really cool things you could see would be maybe you'd synchronize at the top of the the pyramids. I think that'd be so cool. You know, could you imagine like the thing kind of swinging around the camera, as if you see with it. I think that's supposed to be what the eagle sees when it swings around, when it's flying around, something like that, or I don't know. I suppose just seeing the whole city would be really really cool in Next Generation. Like the dust kind of in there, I think it'd be very cool. But maybe if it was in China or Japan, it'd be like really really foggy out, a lot of mist. I think that'd be really really cool, really set the mood. What I'd want in AC5 is a really good soundtrack. They've all been good. I've enjoyed all the soundtracks in the games. I think they're really important to me because of immersion. Like if you're walking around in like Kingston, you hear this really, really cool music after someone dies. If you haven't played the game, after someone dies, and then this really really cool music kind of plays. Ambient music really sets the mood for games. And a shame it wasn't in Assassin's Creed 3 when you're around Boston. It was just the drums of the guards or the people talking, which I thought was cool for one game, but I really want that ambient music back, just like it was in Assassin's Creed 4. I really really want another Assassin's Creed to get Assassin's Creed 3 really like out of people's heads. I think people still have a bit of a bad taste after Assassin's Creed 3, but I think AC4 cleared an awful lot of that up. I really want Jesper Kyd back to do the soundtrack for Assassin's Creed 5. He did the best soundtrack by far. Brian Tyler, he was pretty good for AC4. Lorna Belf did a pretty good one for AC3. It was, you know, it suited the time well, you know, really fast paced. But going back to what I said earlier on about the whole immersion thing, Jesper Kyd does it better than anyone else, I think. The home in Florence, or Ezio's family from Assassin's Creed 2, the Brotherhood escapes in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, the main theme to Revelations was absolutely brilliant, and the chase theme to AC1 was absolutely magnificent, like a really really fast paced. I really really liked it. But he does a lot of work on the Hitman series. He was working on Dishonored, so that's why I think he's going to be coming back for AC5. Just you know, a personal opinion of mine. Cause I'd say I don't see why he wouldn't take a break from Assassin's Creed. He spent a lot of time on those games, about 5 or 6 years I think he was with that team. That was just quickly off the top of my head. So he had to do Hitman Absolution. You know, doing a soundtrack takes up a lot of time. You have to do like about 1 hour and 30 minutes of music, which is very very time consuming. You have to write every note, every little bit. It's very very long. So I think that's why he might come back this year for AC5 to do it, which I really really hope he does. He does it the best. And finally, to wrap it all up, I would like a character that isn't really doing anything to do with the Assassin's Order out of his own personal gain. It was cool for Edward because it was really different, but I really want, you know, a disciplined assassin, like, you know, like in Assassin's Creed 1 Altair. You know, he's dedicated to the creed and he does it out of pure freedom for all kinds of people. But I don't want him to be some dull lad like Altair. I think it was most of the voice actor who was just going, "What do you want me to do? Okay, he's dead." I don't want that. I want something that's, you know, really exciting to listen to, like Ezio or what's his face, Edward, voiced by Matt Ryan, or Roger Craig Smith, who did Ezio was Roger Craig Smith. And I think it'd be really really cool to have someone that's interested in the Order and actually wants to do good by it, to protect I don't know, protect humanity, but not out of his own personal gain or she's personal gain. Like Ezio was mainly out for revenge until most of the end of Brotherhood or the end of 2, and then on to Brotherhood, where he was doing it to rebuild the Brotherhood, which I think was really involved with the Creed, which I think was, you know, a really really good storyline. I think Brotherhood is one of the strongest games out of the series, probably the third best one. And then Revelations, well, I kind of take back what I said, that he did it for the Creed. It was more about finding the answers to the Creed, I guess, which was, you know, pretty important. Connor, he just kind of seemed to do it to protect his people, which I have no problem with. And then Edward just did it for the money. No problem with that either, but I think we need a disciplined assassin like Brother Ezio or AC1 Altair. I think it'll also make you more engaged with the assassin, and you might be able to respect him a bit more. Edward was just drunk the whole time, which, you know, which is fun. I suppose that they may have called it Assassin's Creed Fun Flag or something like that. It was really fun game. Uh, Edward was fun. I think they need someone that's organized, a really a good fighter. Like maybe change the combat system to suit like kind of like a ruthless kind of fighting skill. But I don't know how to put it into words, but it just a really good for the order only assassin, which is kind of what I want. Thank you for watching and goodbye.